Hey everyone, happy Tuesday. I have 4 things for you today. 1, some tips for effective goal setting in the new year to make those goals more effective and more practical. 2, an update on the Schwinn Suburban that I'm restoring. It's super cool. I'm super excited to bring that to you. 3, an update on what I'm doing with TrainerRoad Group Workouts and how you can get in on those with me, because I think that might be kind of fun. 4, an overview of my upcoming training, as well as a little bit of a channel update. Effective goal setting. So 1, goals are more effective when you don't talk about them. A 2009 study done by NYU tested subjects if they talk about their goals, and essentially what it found was if you talk about your goals and the work that you're going to do, people congratulate you as if you've sort of already achieved that. Like, I'm gonna run a marathon. And then everybody's like, wow, that's awesome. And the people who receive that positive feedback are less likely to actually go do the work. So 1, if you're making goals for yourself right now for this upcoming year, maybe just keep them to yourself. The reason I'm even talking about this is because somebody left a comment last week and they basically said, motivation is great, but what if you don't have an event to train for? So the second tip that I have is find that thing that originally drew you to the sport and focus on that. I recently realized that I don't actually find indoor training that much fun. Like, I do it because it's effective, but it's not fun. So I would encourage you all to find that thing that originally drew you to the sport and then try to find a way to incorporate that right now, even without racing. Maybe you go on like a dusk to dawn bike ride or a long run in the forest. Maybe you do some interesting cross training, like some long distance backpacking or trail running. Whatever that thing is that originally drew you to the sport, try some of that. When I originally got into biking, I think I was having more fun than I am right now. I'm talking like a decade ago. I was way slower. I loved just going on all day bike rides. And I didn't know what I was doing, and I didn't take enough nutrition, and I did a lot of things wrong, but I really enjoyed it. So as I cooled down, number 3, focus on your limiters. Now is a really good and unique time to focus on things that maybe you otherwise don't. So you don't have to have races going on in order to work on these weaknesses and limiters. You can add in things like a plank every single day. If your core strength is stopping you from holding a good position on the bike or the swim or even the run, you can add in resistance band training. So even though you might not have access to a pool right now, like I don't, you can build strength in your shoulders and your back and your neck, even without access to the specific facilities that you might need. It's better to work on those than nothing at all. So number 4, focus on drills. I said a long time ago that one of the things that indoor training was best at, particularly if you have a smart trainer, is drills. Because even if you're really, really fit outdoors, you can't do things like one-legged drills or super high cadence drills for 10 minutes or all of those specific cycling dynamics. It's much easier to do indoors. For running, you can do a lot of run drills on the track, not necessarily speed work, but just drills. These are things that might not fit into a typical season, but if you don't have races, you have a lot more opportunity to explore things that maybe your typical training schedule doesn't allow for. And number 5, if you still don't have any events next year, use that lack of events to your benefit. Working an event in, or even 2 or 3 events, that's actually really hard from a training standpoint because you need to essentially improve your fitness, but also factor in tapers. And then you have a recovery period, and then you want to improve your fitness for the next week or for the next race. But then you have another taper. But that's not necessarily the most optimal way to train. While I'm not going to dive into training theory too much right now, the point is, if you don't have any events, you're actually in a pretty unique opportunity to do some interesting things with your training that events typically wouldn't let you. So now, through the power of editing, I'm going to take you downstairs and show you the Schwinn. All right, so if you follow my Instagram, you might have seen this project. This is my 1970 Schwinn Suburban that I've got pretty much torn down. I've got the frame in a couple of parts, wheels over there. All of the headset components are right down there, along with the brake handles. Both brakes are in these tubs right there. The quill stem is soaking in some evapor rust. I got the crank out, the fork out, Really excited about this project. This particular frame has a bunch of really cool history that I'm super excited to tell you about. I'm waiting on just a couple of parts to come in the mail before I can finish the build, and then I've got an entire restoration video in progress. Super looking forward to that, so stay tuned. All right, so we're back. Number 3, I want to start doing some live TrainerRoad Group Workouts. If you're not aware, TrainerRoad introduced group workouts back in like March or April. So the group workouts are cool. The only thing wrong with them is it's hard to find people. And I realized there's almost 10,000 people who watch these videos. So hopefully we can get like 5 of you to show up. We can make TrainerRoad a little bit more fun. So here's what I have in mind. Realistically, we're probably not all gonna be on the same training schedule. So what I'm gonna start doing, starting this Sunday and just going forward, is Sunday, 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern, group workouts on TrainerRoad. This week's, the code is right there, and the workout is right there. The plan is to do workouts that I think are going to be a bit of a challenge. Almost everybody who's on TrainerRoad is on a plan, so the goal is to not impact your plan too much. And something that is challenging, but kind of fun. And then the last thing, a channel update and an update on my training for the rest of this year. So 1, I think I finally figured out a format that works for me and hopefully for you as an audience, and that is Tuesdays are gonna be videos like this. Not really scripted, but they're gonna contain some content which I really hope is useful, but it's not gonna take me a ton of time to produce, because Saturdays, not every week, maybe like every 2 weeks to every 3 weeks, that is gonna be the in-depth, heavy, scripted, super dense, that is gonna take me more time to produce, but I think is also gonna be more valuable to you all. So that's the plan. And then regarding my training, I wanna give you a taste of what that's gonna be as well. I am taking my own advice and not being on a super high volume plan. I realized I just don't have it in me. So right now, this is pretty much what I've got. Cycling Tuesday, Wednesday, Saturday, and then Sundays using like the group workout thing we just talked about. Running Wednesday, Friday, and maybe Saturdays, depending on how I'm feeling. And then swimming, I just don't have the facilities to swim right now. So swim bands and everything like that, that's what it's gonna be for me. And then going forward, you're gonna be seeing more of these in these Tuesday videos as well. All right, so that's it. Happy holidays. I hope to see people in the TrainerRoad group workout. Like I said, there's the code again. As always, if you have any questions or just want to chat, feel free to leave it in the comments. I hope you have a fantastic holidays. Hope your training's going well. Hopefully your race plans are starting to come together this summer too. It seems like there's actually some racing that's gonna happen. All right, I'll see you next week. Bye.